All right, let's look at our last case for this lesson, and this is a lesson on special products. Basically, things we can look at and see in our algebra lessons when we're multiplying polynomials and looking at this in ways that we're looking for patterns. All right, so this last pattern that we're looking at is something that you get when you do the product of a sum and a difference. So the product of a sum and a difference means that you're going to have a situation where your first and your second term are going to be the same, but one is being added and one is being subtracted. So let's just take a look at that, and you're gonna find that these clean up really nicely. All right, so look at this example right here. So we got 2x squared plus 3 and 2x squared minus 3. So essentially these terms are the same, and then these terms, if we don't identify them with their signs, all right, which I usually tell you not to do, but for this case I want you not to, they're the same, right? The only difference is one is a sum and one is a difference, all right? So this is one of the cases they are talking about where you have the product of a sum and a difference. And it could be product of a difference and a sum. It doesn't matter the order. It's just one you're adding and the other you're subtracting. But the two terms inside the brackets, each of them are the same. All right, so we have 2x squared plus 3 times the quantity 2x squared minus 3. So let's blow this up and see what we get. So we get 4x to the fourth power. We're going to start with, if we do FOIL, we'll do our outside terms. So let's do 3 times negative 3, all right? And I'm going to put that over here, minus 9. And then our inside terms would be 3 times 2x squared, which would give me plus 6x squared. And then, actually, I did that wrong. This should have been last, and that my outside terms should have been these. See, I have a hard time making the difference. So 2x squared times minus 3 gives me minus 6x squared. So if you look at it, we did our distributive property complete. Like I multiplied this times both terms. We multiplied this times both terms. So that works out well. So now we just got to clean this up, all right? And then you're going to see something nice that happens. Got 4x to the fourth, and we got minus 9. And then look at what happens right in here. You've got a plus 6x squared, and you've got a minus 6x squared. Well, those are additive inverses of each other. They're the opposite of each other. Therefore, when you add them up, they are going to equal 0. So the trick with these kinds of problems, when you look at it, so we're gonna write our answer down. And the quick way to recognize this, and I'm just going to clean this up all up right here, is when you have something that is the product of a sum and a difference, is the trick to do these is you take your first terms, you multiply them, your 4x squared, and then you take your last term and you multiply them, and you get minus 9, knowing that these two are going to cancel, and you know you're finished at that point. All right, so let's look at another one. All right, 3n plus 2 times the quantity 3n minus 2. So again, recognize that, well, those are the same, and these are basically the same. So I have the product of a sum and a difference here. That means I can basically square this first term, square this last term, and then put a minus sign between them. So 3n times itself is 9n squared. 2 times itself is 4. Let's put that minus in there. And again, if you don't believe it, just blow it up and see what you get. 9n squared. All right, let's do our outside terms the right way this time. 3n times negative 2 gives me negative 6n. Inside terms, 2 times 3n plus 6n. And then last terms, 2 times negative 2 gives me negative 4. Again, those cancel out, and you do indeed wind up with 9n squared minus 4. All right, last example for this video. Same deal. This is the same as this, and this is the same as this, and they have opposite signs, which is what we want. You've got the sum, or the product in this case, of a difference and a sum. All right, so do the same deal. All right, take that first one and square it. 100x squared. Take that last term, square it, 4, and then you're going to always carry that negative sign over. All right, and you are done. Thank you for bearing with us on this and me getting used to using some of the new technology.